It's
Remember that.
true.
Just
I'm
remember
not
that.
having a great fantasy year overall.
I'm
I'm
only
doing
having a
pretty
good
good in our.
fantasy league in exactly the dynasty league. I'm on a
I'm doing
7-game
pretty
win
good
streak
in
right
our.
now.
I'm doing pretty good in our sufferables one. I think I'm 7-2 now.
I'm sorry. They're called the forgettables. Did you call us the sufferables?
Did I do that? Sufferables is my other Discord. The
All creation through bomb and form, the greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Plays. I am your host, Davion _OW, and the dancing man himself if you watched episode 10. That was a beautiful intro, and I hope you all appreciated that. Eric, the co-host, is with me today. How we doing?
hello, you're welcome for my
was
sweet
phenomenal.
my sweet Caucasian dance move.
That was hilarious, dude.
That
I
is
was
the
editing it
only
in the call.
adjective I can describe to them.
I was editing it in the call with the forgettables, and I had Dream crying for about 10 minutes when I was editing. It was very funny.
That's fun.
So I appreciate
Well, you're
it.
welcome for my sick dance moves.
That was funny. I wanted it to be a little longer, but Nexus was like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, okay, all right, okay.
So I want you to know, I posted our Pokemon and our Pokemon football teams
Okay.
into
Hit
a
me.
couple Discords.
Hit me.
Our close good friend Addy said, "quote I hate both
Uh-huh.
of these teams."
They're funny.
Here's
as
what's
fuck,
his,
though.
here was his reasoning. He's like, one of these teams, your team, has a significant lack of Pokemon with hands, and it bugs me.
I drafted Bomb. What?
And he said, for me, he's like, you're just straight up cheating because you have an illegal formation every time you snap the ball on offense
Wait, why?
because of failings. It's like, so no, both these teams suck.
They just stand on top of each other.
Exactly. Nobody's gonna notice.
All I'm saying is I have hands on my team. We have a Machamp. We have 4. And then
Yeah,
an
maybe you
Ambipom.
got an excess of hands.
I think I have
don't know,
more
we'll
hands.
see.
I think we get more illegal hands to the face than anybody in the league.
I don't know. Maybe if Addy's watching, maybe he's just wrong. I don't know what to tell him.
Like, can we go? Let's run through my team one more time because he said I don't have hands. Hold on, I gotta. What is
We
this?
gotta cite some
Let's
evidence
analyze.
here.
Magmortar doesn't need hands. He literally grabs it in his cannon and shoots the ball downfield. That's it.
Okay.
Greninja definitely has fucking hands. Palafin has big ass hands. Ampabomb has hands. I can understand Pinsir, but we're not here for the hands. We're here for the
Maybe-
pincers. Rillaboom
Maybe
has hands.
Does Palafin have thumbs?
Does Palafin have thumbs? I guess they may be fins. Nah, he wears gloves.
Okay, yeah, the hero one definitely has thumbs. Wait,
No, that's 3
No, he
fingers.
does
He
not.
does not have thumbs. I can understand. I can respect it now. Huh. Well. Interesting. Beware has... I guess he doesn't have hands, right? He just has nubs. Dang. But he plays left tackle. He doesn't need hands. Walrein definitely doesn't need hands. Snorlax has hands, doesn't need them. Aggron has hands, doesn't need them. Swampert definitely has fucking mitts. Yes, please. Thank you, baby. Hitmontop, he has hands, he just doesn't use them. That's why he's playing defensive end. Machamp has 4 hands. Wailord doesn't need hands, he's just big body. Rampardos doesn't really have hands. Haxorus doesn't really have hands. Metagross has, I guess, are they hands? What are we calling those?
those are legs.
Okay, well, close enough. Aegislash doesn't have hands. Dragapult doesn't have hands. Noivern has wings. Ninjask probably doesn't have hands, but he can definitely swat the ball. Scizor has little... Okay. Hitmonlee has feet. Lopunny has hands. Golurk has hands, yeah?
Yes, Golurk has hands.
I can see what he's talking about now. To be fair, everyone that has hands, plenty of hands. We're good. We're good.
Addy, okay. All right, maybe.
You were
maybe
onto
you win
something?
this one, Addy.
You were on to something.
Listen,
But who
Addy's
won?
just jealous Addy's just jealous that I'm cheating. So of the people who did vote, which was a whopping 2, they both said my team. I was
voted 'cause of the
unbiased. Maybe. I don't know. I was as unbiased as I could be. I literally labeled yours as Team 1 minus Team 2.
It's okay. I understand.
And put them into a Google form. I didn't say, like, whose was whose or anything. So I had 2 whole people vote in one Discord, and they both said mine.
I will take my L. It's okay. Happens to the best
So I
of
just
us.
wanted you to know that I'm better than you. Is basically the
Okay.
conclusion of this segment.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Davion, do you by chance remember our week 1 Preds, week 2 predictions podcast? Because I sure do. You
Yeah.
opened with how does it feel to lose in fantasy twice?
Did I lose to you in fantasy this week?
No, you lost to me. I lost to you that week.
Correct. You lost to me twice.
The, yes, me having the better Pokemon team and me letting you know about it
Ah.
is revenge for
I
that.
just want you to know I also beat you in fantasy a third time. So
It's
remember
true.
that. Just
I'm
remember
not
that.
having a great fantasy year overall.
I'm
I'm
only
doing
having
pretty
a good
good in our.
fantasy league in exactly the dynasty league. I'm on a
I'm doing
7-game
pretty
win
good
streak
in
right
our.
now.
I'm doing pretty good in our sufferables one. I think I'm 7-2 now.
I'm sorry. They're called the forgettables. Did you call us the sufferables?
Did I do that? Sufferables is my other Discord. The Forgettables is my. I'm doing okay in that one. I'm 7-2. Our behind the
crying.
plays dynasty, I'm awful. My team is horrible.
Dude, my whole team got hurt in the forgettables. Debo, fucking Nick Chubb, Justin Jefferson. Then I picked up Kyron Williams just for him to go on IR. Like, I'm in shambles, man. And then
I feel
last
like that
week,
sometimes.
shout out to Jake Ferguson for helping me win last week, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Jake Ferguson, crazy. God, even though he did it on the Eagles, still crazy. I needed him to go ape. That's it. All right. Enough about me holding an L. So I deserved it, apparently. Oh man.
All right, let's break down Week 9 action. We're officially about halfway through the season
This is
now.
definitely halfway through the season. Some teams have
Yeah,
played
'cause
9
we-
games. Some have played 8. It's halfway through.
We have 18 weeks. Yeah, we are halfway through the season now, which is kind of crazy to me that we're already halfway through the regular season. It
Yeah.
feels like we just started doing this like yesterday.
Yeah, man. It does feel like it. And honestly, it's been pretty fun. It's been a great football season. Midway
I
through,
think
I
so
went
too.
to Greece.
A lot of unexpected turns in this football season. It's
Yes.
definitely been a fun one.
It has been a lot of fun. A lot of things we didn't think about at the beginning of the year are coming to fruition. One of the big highlights for me is the Texans. Got to give them their props.
Yeah, Texans are
Who
so
would
much
have thought
fun.
Josh Dobbs would have had complete success on 2 different teams throughout the
Dude,
season?
shout out to Josh Dobbs. Oh my gosh. That was crazy to me.
Insanity. You know,
That he comes in
we gotta
for
start
the
doing like,
he comes in for the injured rookie
yeah,
in his first week. He's
He
there
just
for
got
what?
there.
4 days?
barely.
There's no way he knows the names of every person in his huddle.
No,
There's no shot he knows the plays.
nope.
And he comes out and balls out.
He's just playing backyard
And
football, bro.
and the Vikings win.
Yeah, but it was the Falcons. So what did we expect?
Yeah, but
Yes.
no, that was such an impressive performance from the Vikings. Like there were a handful of really exciting games this weekend, and I don't think very many of them were the ones that we expected. I think Cowboys Eagles was crazy good and Bills Bengals was crazy good, but
Yeah.
the other ones that we highlighted, Dolphins Chiefs was
It was meh. Yeah, I watched it.
and Ravens Seahawks was a blowout.
Definitely was worse than I expected. It to
But
be.
Vikings Falcons was such an exciting game, and Bucks Texans was such an exciting game too. I thought Giants Raiders was an exciting game for a different reason. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah,
Something
so
I
let's
really wanted
go
to
through
take a
some
peek at
recap.
was-
We'll start at Thursday night football. Titans and Steelers. Steelers win in a nail biter, 20-16. This was Will Levis's second start now. He was officially named the starter moving forward. Ryan Tannehill is back from injury
Correct.
and is officially the backup.
Correct.
So Titans are now sticking with Will Levis moving forward. What do you think of that?
Good move. It's about damn time.
It's about time.
I like Ryan Tannehill. I have nothing wrong with Ryan Tannehill. My thing is, they didn't even give Malik Willis a shot last season. Them realizing they can't do this 2 seasons in a row, they're going to give Will Levis a shot, and he balled out his first game.
He had a
Wasn't as
solid
good this
second
game.
game.
He didn't
Yeah, he
do-
wasn't great, but
It wasn't
that's
like
a very
the
tough Steelers defense, and he kept them competitive.
Yeah, they almost won this football game. I think they drove
Mm-hmm.
all the way down the field. I think he threw a pick right at the end, like 10 yards
Yeah.
away from the end zone. It's a good game. I think it was a great game. Definitely could have came out and won this game for him, but I mean, he's a rookie playing in his second start. He's gonna make those mistakes. You live with those growing pains moving forward. I think he can ball. I think he makes good decisions. So I really like this decision moving forward because you're 3-5 at this point. Your season is kind of rough. I mean, it's a competitive AFC.
I mean,
I
you
don't
need
know if we
nearly
make the playoffs.
Yeah, you need nearly a miracle to make the playoffs, especially in this AFC right now. So the Titans, I think, are just kind of getting Will Levis some snaps.
Like, with all due respect, the Bills currently, as it stands, are not in the playoffs. If playoffs started today, the Bills don't make it. It would be Kansas City, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Miami, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Because Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh all are 5-3, where the Bills are 5-4. So if playoffs started today, they're out. So that's how competitive it is.
Yeah.
Crazy how many good teams there are.
It's true, and especially in the AFC. Like, there's only a handful of genuinely bad teams. There's maybe actually only one genuinely bad team in the AFC.
Yeah.
I think every other team is decent to good.
Yeah. I think they can all beat each other, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Which we will actually power rank these a little bit later today as well. We're going to recap, we're going to power rank, we're going to do our Preds for week 10.
Basically. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what Will Levis does forward. But Steelers, I think, are currently net negative in points. Like they're
something like
being
that.
scored.
Like
Yeah, their net
point
points is negative
differential,
30. And they're 5-3, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a credit to their defense. Clearly, their offense is a bit behind, which I think is not ultra surprising. We know how raw the Steelers' defense is with T.J. Watt and Mika Fitzpatrick and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the Steelers' offense is starting year 2 Kenny Pickett, a handful of what feels like scrapped together O-lines, regress Najee Harris. Deontay Johnson's been hurt.
He just got back.
Pat Freiermuth, their tight end, has been hurt. George Pickens had negative receiving yards this game, and he's not happy with the organization.
Of course not.
Steelers and disgruntled wide receivers go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
Let's be honest. And
Ridiculous.
some of those Steelers receivers go on to have really impressive careers elsewhere. I can think of Emmanuel Sanders right off the top of my head.
Correct. I can't say the same about Antonio Brown, even though he did win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. He did win a Super Bowl, I guess technically, huh?
He did do it. He did catch a touchdown from Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go to Germany.
Yeah.
This
is a very interesting game.
Yeah, it was very interesting that it was neutral zone, neutral territory. Dolphins and Chiefs playing it out in Germany.
6-2. Chiefs are technically the 1 seed. Dolphins are technically the 2 seed heading into this game.
Yeah,
this
very
is
important
hugely important game in the AFC playoffs.
A tiebreaker is super big over the teams, and both of these teams knew that going in. It was 21-14. However, this game was not competitive whatsoever.
Not really. Like, the score doesn't really say anything about this game because the Chiefs went into halftime up 21-14.
No, they went up to halftime 21-0.
21-0, yes. And then the Dolphins came back and scored a pair of touchdowns, had a chance to score late, and biffed the snap.
Yep.
So,
can I ask a really important question?
Sure.
Are the Dolphins fake good?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. They haven't beaten a team that's decent. What, they get smoked by the Bills, they got smoked by the Eagles, and to be fair, they kind of got smoked by the Chiefs.
Their three losses are to the Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles, who are playoff teams, if not playoff contenders, with the Bills, obviously.
Yeah.
By season's end, there's a really good chance the Bills are a playoff team.
Correct.
Their wins are, I think, combined like 13-30, something along those lines.
Yeah, they're not good, and it's crazy that they picked up this L, like how they did, because they just got cooked. It was nice seeing. Something I'm noticing though about the Chiefs, and I really want to add this in before. If Travis Kelce isn't receiving the ball, Mahomes struggles. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that. Their receiver core hasn't been as good. They did trade for McCole Hardman at the deadline, so hopefully that helps a little bit because he's a familiar face. But if it's not Travis Kelce, it's hasn't been working, and it's weird. Like, he's getting a couple people catches, but like Marquez Valdez-Scantling's still on the team. Like, he was a Super Bowl winner last year with them. Like, not making a move at wide receiver at the trade deadline is still crazy to me that they didn't try to get somebody in there.
Yeah, it feels like the Chiefs' weapons, the Chiefs' weapons outside of Travis Kelce are a bit subpar.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Chiefs' defense has been really impressive this season. I think even more like the Chiefs' defense for the past few years has always been decent, but the Chiefs' defense is really good this year.
Yeah. I got to shout out to the Kelce brothers. They are cooking right now, bro. They are cooking. They're releasing another Christmas album. Travis is going to be on it this year.
Oh, the Eagles are?
I'm so excited. Dude, Jordan Mailata has the voice of an angel.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And
I can't wait
the
again.
toes of a duck. Did you see that on their podcast?
No.
Did you know that Jordan Mailata only has 8 toes?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
His
What did he
fourth
do?
toe
Lose
and his
two in rugby?
no, his fourth toe and his pinky toe, they were stuck together. He was born like that.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah. They
Well,
made
he's
a
a
great joke. They made a great joke, and I loved his response piece. Like, people ask me, "Does it hurt?" And he says, "Yeah, when you stare."
I love Jordan Mailata.
I,
He's
I,
great.
I love Jason's response to this. He's like, "I bet you Nick felt this way too." And they're like, "Nick?" He's like, "Nick Foles."
Wow.
He doesn't like it when people stare.
Yeah, man. That's solid. That's solid.
We'll
I
leave that
wouldn't-
joke at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to stare if someone had third leg either, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, Chiefs get a big win. Here's the thing about the Dolphins, though, is this honestly this Dolphins team reminds me of the Steelers team a few years ago that made the playoffs, and we're like, why are the Steelers in the playoffs? They're gonna get their shit rocked.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the 7 seed Steelers a few years ago, but like before that when they were like the 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah.
They were
know
the
who they
last
remind me of?
undefeated team.
The last year's Vikings.
Exactly.
They're winning
It kind of
games.
feels like they're fake good, you know.
Maybe close
And
games.
if you look at the Dolphins' remaining schedule,
Oh.
okay, by this week, their remaining schedule in order: Raiders, Jets, Commanders, Titans, Jets again is their next 5 games.
Dude, I want you to know.
So
My
there's a
internet
realistic
just-
shot
wait,
that
real quick,
the
real quick.
Dolphins are 11-3 there.
My internet disconnected. So I was talking to you, and I was like, "Oh, well, fuck me, I guess." And then it came back, and I was like, "Oh, he's still talking." I was gone.
So, anyways,
My
I'll
bad.
recap just in case you missed it.
No, I
whatever.
got it. I got most of it. You
Okay,
just talked about
yeah.
the games. I was gonna say I compare them to the Minnesota Vikings from last season.
I said I totally agree.
I didn't hear that. That's where I cut out. Cool. We got our point across. All right.
Yeah, so Dolphins are on a bye this week. Their next games are Raiders, Jets, Commanders, Titans, Jets again.
They go 5-0.
We could
That's crazy.
They could go 5-0. We're 11-3. Their last 3 games: Cowboys,
Is it in
Ravens,
Dallas?
Bills. It's in Miami.
In Miami,
In Baltimore,
in Baltimore.
in Miami, Bills, week 18.
I think that Bills game might be like a playoff important game. I
We
could
could
definitely
see the
them going
Dolphins
like
finishing 11-6.
yeah, same.
They could go 5-0 the next few weeks after their bye and then lose the last 3.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, you're riding that momentum into the playoffs in this AFC, where the Chiefs are insanely good, the Jaguars are insanely good, the Ravens are insanely good, the Bengals are coming back.
I have to say though, I think they definitely could beat the Cowboys since they're at home.
They could beat the Cowboys in Miami. I think it's doable.
Yeah, the Cowboys are struggle to win on the road sometimes.
Yeah.
They're a good team. They're a really good team. I think their defense is good enough to compete, but I don't think anybody can guard Tyreek Hill, low-key.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, next game.
Speaking of this, the god. Speaking of
Yeah.
legends, bro.
Vikings beat the Falcons 31-28 on the road. Josh Dobbs' first game in Minnesota, and he balled out. He had such an impressive game. Like, that was genuinely awe-inspiring.
Dude.
How cool that was. That was so cool.
Yeah, dude. 20 for 30, 158, 2 TDs on the air, 7 for 66 on a touchdown. That run was beautiful because he stiffed arm a defender and ran it into the end zone. Loved everything I saw out of Josh Dobbs. Falcons. Taylor Heineke was starter because they do not want to play Desmond Ritter.
And honestly, Taylor Heineke had a pretty good game. Like,
Why?
both these teams had crazy good games.
Why do the Cardinals why do the Falcons, wrong Redbird, why do the Falcons insist on not getting their players that they draft in the first freaking round the football?
I know,
13
it's-
touches for Bijan. He needs
It
more
annoys
than that.
it annoys the shit out of me that they drafted Bijan Robinson so high and Kyle Pitts so high, and they use him as illusion.
They use
use
those
him
two
as
players had a
smoke.
collective 17 touches this game.
I know, that's so disappointing.
Tyler
gotta get your
Allinger
playmakers
and
more
Jonnu
opportunities.
Smith combined for 17 touches as well, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them had more touches than the other two, and neither of them were their first round picks. Use them!
Yeah.
At this point, if you're not going to use them, just use Cordero Patterson. Do what you did with Cordero Patterson last year. He literally went out there and won you football games.
Yeah.
Dude, like, you guys are throwing by not doing this. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. If you go another week without Bijan touching the ball more than like 15 to 20 times,
Mm-hmm.
You might as well call it a season, bro. You guys have a chance. You guys really do have a chance to make playoffs. Because the AFC,
They do.
the NFC sucks. You like are 4 and
NFC's
5.
wide open.
You're 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
They're
6, 7. Minnesota's 5 and 4, and they're in the playoffs. You win this game,
Yeah.
and you're a playoff. You're literally a playoff team right now.
Falcons are a game out behind the Saints. Like, the Falcons could still win the South, let alone be a wild card team.
Correct. They could host a freaking playoff game.
The South is so wide open because Carolina's terrible and Tampa hasn't been good in weeks.
Right.
And New Orleans is stupid inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the NFC South is wide open. The Falcons could very easily make playoffs, host a playoff game in Atlanta, or even make a wild card, honestly. Like, the NFC is really bad outside the top 2, 3, maybe 4 teams.
I think top 4, but yes. I'd argue there's some situation where top, 5 can be okay, but it really does depend.
Exactly, but even if it is top 5, that theoretically means there are 2 free spots to anybody who wants it. So the Falcons gotta want it. I think that takes us to Bears Saints. Speaking of the Saints.
Yeah.
So Saints win 24-17. Tyson Bagent still starting for the Bears, though it does seem like,
Fields is back.
Justin Fields is going to come back and play this week, Thursday, against the Panthers.
Good game to come back on. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, if there's a team to do it, it's definitely one of the few teams that are worse than the Bears in the NFC. It's being the Panthers.
Yeah, man. I'm a little sad that the Chicago Bears actually ended up losing this game because I thought it was super winnable. But this makes me I think this is more so a reflection on the Saints more than anybody. The thing is like we all were like, oh, Tyson Bagent. How do you say this guy's name?
I think it's Bagent.
Bagent. That makes sense. Bagent. You're like, oh, he's so good. Maybe we should just play him. And then he threw 3 picks. It's almost like you guys refuse to use use any picks that you ever get on actual good linemen. You need help, please. Trade picks and get linemen. You have receivers. You have weapons. You got everything you need. Get some damn trench help.
Yeah.
Protect your
They
quarterbacks,
need
bro.
it for sure.
Justin Fields is good. He's actually a solid quarterback. He has no help at the line. That shows with 3 interceptions. Every throw felt rushed because Cam Jordan's in your fucking face every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's just me. But the Saints didn't look good either. Like, weirdly enough, I understand that they went out, won the game, didn't turn the ball over, all that. Yeah, happy-go-lucky fun stuff. They did not look like they were phenomenal because they picked the ball off 3 times and only won by a touchdown.
Yeah, the Saints are so inconsistent, and it's hard to predict what the Saints are going on. Derek Carr, as much as I love Derek Carr, has not been ultra impressive. I don't think he's the long-term answer in New Orleans.
No, he's not. And that's, unfortunate.
I could see
you
like
guys are gonna
a
have cap
Ryan
issues.
Tannehill-esque situation in New Orleans. Like, he's good for the next 2 to 3 years. Go get a rookie eventually.
Definitely. I think you need one.
Yeah,
Maybe even this one. You could probably get one late first round.
maybe.
Just saying.
Yep.
Maybe
Couple
wait till
more
next,
NFC
maybe
matchups.
Maybe wait till next season. Get Shador.
Possibly.
Who knows? Anyway.
Couple more NFC matchups. We got Packers and Rams in Lambeau Field. Matt Stafford dealing with a thumb injury, not playing this game. They started Brett Rippon, and without looking at the score, Brett Rippon was released this morning
Yes, because Carson Wentz was signed.
because Carson Wentz was signed to the Rams.
Yeah, man. 13-28. It's not good enough. I think Carson Wentz would have definitely scored at least one other touchdown.
Listen, I feel bad for Brett Rippon because that is A, former Denver Broncos quarterback Brett Rippon,
Yep.
and B, that is former Boise State Broncos quarterback Brett Rippon. You know how much I love my Mountain West guys.
I do know how
So-
much you love your Mountain West dudes.
That kind of sucks for Brett Rippon. But, if Carson Wentz can pick up the offense, Carson Wentz is definitely their best option if Matt Stafford's hurt. We saw Baker Mayfield play for Los Angeles last year and do awesome things in that pretty impressive primetime game. Maybe we see some stuff from Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
Carson Wentz earns a job. Maybe Carson Wentz is, I don't know, maybe a transitionary guy in Arizona. next
Yeah.
year. Maybe a transitionary guy in Vegas next year.
Yeah, because I have to say, he was put in some pretty rough situations right after he was
Mm-hmm.
taken from he was off the Eagles, right? He went to
Indy.
Indy, and that was a shit show.
Because
And then
Indy hasn't had any consistency at quarterback since
now,
Peyton
and
Manning.
even he's hurt, like, right?
Since Peyton
So,
Manning. Yeah.
they just got
And
some
then
decent things with Anthony Richardson, but they finally built up their line and built up their everything else that they go with it. So it's like it's just been rough. The other big
Yeah.
thing is like then he went to Washington. They still suck, even with freaking Sam Howell, who's a really good quarterback. But so
I know,
was,
but that Washington team was a different beast entirely compared to this Washington team.
Correct.
Because that was Dan Snyder Washington. This is not.
actually right. At least this guy.
But I see what
like,
you- I
Ron
see what you
Rivera's
mean.
not bad.
No, I love Ron Rivera. He's awesome. And it's the Commanders just need, a reset, and they've clearly done that. Montez Sweat is in Chicago. Chase Young is in San Francisco.
Yeah. They switched some things up, and now, I mean, their offense looks good again. So we'll see how they play it out, but, I mean, yeah, Carson Wentz deserves another chance. He's not a bad
I think so too. No, he was nearly the MVP.
Correct.
I don't think Carson Wentz is the worst option you have.
He literally put the Eagles in a position to win a Super Bowl. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. All right.
Yep. Speaking of Washington,
That's who's next. I keep looking at week 10 instead of week 9. I'm like, who? They're not till later.
Yep.
Washington played
Commanders-
the Patriots.
Commanders win on the road 20-17.
I'm happy.
Patriots had a chance to win this game. Mac Jones threw a late pick. I don't
course.
really think that pick was atrociously bad from Mac Jones. It wasn't a great pick for sure. But yeah, Commanders ultimately sealed the game with it. Still a solid game from both sides, honestly. I didn't hate either of these from two teams that desperately needed to win.
Yeah. Both of these teams definitely need to win. I think the Patriots needed it more because if they want to, I mean, I don't think they make the playoffs, but they want to try. This is the time to shine. Go on a streak now, go 10-7, I guess, but you're not doing that. You got to play the Jets still. You got to play the Bills again, I think. You got to play the Dolphins. Like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. But, I mean, like, to the best to them. But I think Washington needed this win more to stay competitive because they go 5-4. They're, like, right there in the NFC. So, tough loss. Sorry, good win, not tough loss. Good win.
Yeah, good win for Washington.
So they keep to stay in the loop, and they get to who do they play next week? Seahawks in Seattle. Well,
That's a tough game.
tough game, winnable though.
But then they get
Seattle doesn't look
home. They get home against the Giants in Dallas on Thanksgiving, at home against Miami, and then they hit their bye week.
Yeah, so chill out. Let's see what they can do.
Yep.
They're a weird wild card team. I think they're definitely somewhat decent. Who knows? All right, let's move on. Seahawks at Ravens. Was this a football game?
Dog, the Ravens' rushing attack was so good this game. Lamar
They destroyed
Jackson
him.
didn't throw a touchdown, didn't run for a touchdown. He was 21 of 26, 187 yards, 10 carries on 60 yards. That was all Lamar Jackson needed to do.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Gus
Keaton
Edwards
Mitchell is,
scored
but
twice.
she-
Keaton Mitchell scored a touchdown. They brought in Tyler Huntley during garbage time, and he threw a touchdown to OBJ, which I thought was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Tyler Huntley to Odell Beckham Jr. felt like a Make-A-Wish touchdown.
yeah, right. They also
Like-
it was Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday, so it was good for him.
Make-A-Wish ass touchdown, bro.
I know,
What the
right?
fuck is that?
You know who's on that team? Do you know Nelson Aguilar's a receiver for that team?
For the Ravens, yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I think we had this conversation earlier in the season that we were just like, Aggies on the Ravens? When did that happen?
Yeah, man. I just like, what? Why? I just keep thinking. Every time I see him, I'm like, damn, Aggie, bro. How's he been, man? That's like every time I see. I'm like, man, he won a Super Bowl with us. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love Aggie. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you.
Fun game.
This is crazy. Good for OBJ.
Ravens
good
are
for this
really
team.
good.
Yeah, Justice Hill. I wish you were getting the ball into the end zone a little bit more for my fantasy sake, but it's okay. There was a point in like the first quarter. I think the first quarter had 0 points. Like it was punt, 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 punt,
Yeah.
and then
they picked up quick.
And then Baltimore said, "All right, we're over." Seattle scored 3 in the second quarter. That was their only points the whole game.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move right along. I just thought it was funny.
All right, Bucks Texans, dog. What a game.
Dude,
First of
honestly, it
all,
might be game of the week. Like,
first of all, Scorigami.
it was Scorigami. It was Scorigami.
Second of all, continue.
CJ Stroud is him. CJ Stroud set the set the record for the single most passing yards by a rookie in a game. He broke someone's record. Was it Peyton Manning?
Something like that, yeah.
Peyton Manning's record, maybe.
I think so. But Noah Brown, 6 receptions, 153 yards, and a touchdown.
Dalton
Schultz, 10 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown.
Tank
Dell, 6 receptions, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins, 3 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
Jeez.
The Texans balled out, and honestly, so did the Bucks.
Dude, that's what's crazy. Cause
Baker had a good day. Rashad White had a really good day on the ground. It was a solid game from both teams, honestly.
it was fun. I think the only real mistakes was there were 2 forced fumbles for the Bucks. They never picked one up. Or no, they got one off of Dalton Schultz. And then each team fumbled once, no interceptions. So pretty clean game overall. Loved this.
Yeah.
Loved
There
it.
was one thing, though, coming out of this game, too, which was really interesting. Kaimi Fairbairn got hurt.
Oh my
Texans
God, yeah,
kicker.
this was hilarious.
So they brought in, I don't even know how to say his name.
It was the running back.
I think it's Daire Ogunbowale is how it's pronounced. I do not know that for sure.
That sounds right.
Backup running back kicked a field goal.
Yeah, and he drilled it.
And he drilled it. It was a solid kick. And guess how many points the Texans won by? 2. Without that, they lose.
Straight up won the game.
That's so much fun. Yeah, what a game from the Texans and the Bucks. This was a really fun game.
Yeah, I was so happy. Love that.
Yeah.
I loved it. I liked seeing. I will say though, definitely C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback as of right now from this draft, and it's not close. If Anthony Richardson get hurt, maybe, but right now it is clear as day C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's probably gonna win Rookie of the Year. If C.J. Stroud
I don't
doesn't
see why
perform,
I don't see how he doesn't.
yeah, if C.J. Stroud for some reason doesn't perform, who else was looking really really good? It was there's a receiver or someone, not Puka, but there's another guy who's been cooking.
Jordan Addison?
No. Maybe I'm stupid. I've been
Can't
stupid
think of who
before.
else it would be.
Someone else has been cooking. Either way, it's fine.
We've had, what, 9 rookies start a game this year, though?
Bijan, Richardson, Bryce Young.
I'm talking QBs.
Oh,
You said
QBs?
Bijan.
My
Yeah,
fault.
9
I didn't
rookie
hear
QBs have started the season this year. I'm sorry. I think so. Richardson, Stroud, Young are the easy ones.
Will Levis.
Will Levis, DTR in
True.
Cleveland.
Yeah, true. DTR.
The Vikings guy.
Yeah, true. He wasn't playing for long, but he did start.
The Cardinals guy this week.
True.
Clayton Tune. Aiden O'Connell in Vegas.
True.
I feel like there's another one.
Huh.
Who's the other one, though? There's got to be one more.
I'm looking.
It's gonna bug me. Don't tell me. It's gonna bug me.
Young. CJ Stroud. Richardson. Levis.
The Falcons start one? No, because they've only done Ritter and Heineke.
Hendon Hooker hasn't started.
Hendon Hooker hasn't started. Tyson Bagent's a rookie.
There you go.
That's who it is. Okay, I knew there was one more. Yeah, 9 rookies have started games this year. Which is nuts.
I forgot we drafted someone. You know, they took up Carson Wentz, and they I feel like the Rams should play Stetson Bennett 1 week for the culture.
I don't think he's on the team right now.
Oh, did he get cut? Oh, he's not
no,
with the
he
team,
had that
right?
incident. Yeah.
That's right. Sean
Yep,
Clifford,
I mean,
Dugan.
if Stetson Bennett were there, I think they should absolutely play Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. But
Well, yeah, because he has potential, you know?
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, great game from the Bucks and from the Texans. Not so great game from the Cardinals and the Browns. Browns smacked up the Cardinals. Put 27-0. Clayton Tune struggled. Kyler Murray looks like he's returning this week. They said
I'm back. He said, "Fuck this. I'm never letting this happen again."
Yeah. So Kyler Murray's back this week. Funnily enough, Call of Duty comes out this week.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes for Kyler. We'll see how that goes for Kyler Murray.
It comes out the same week he starts. Fuck. It's too.
You think
it's too good.
Kyler Murray's got to be so pissed. He's like, I got to go back to work this week. Like, are you sure? We don't want to do one more week?
Yeah. Is there a bye week anytime soon for them? 13?
No, they have the last bye week.
14?
They have 14.
Oh God, poor people.
Yeah, them and the Commanders have the latest bye week.
That's funny.
Poor Kyler.
Yeah. Hate to
And
see
Call
it.
of Duty's gonna be dead by then and everything.
Nope. All right. Well, honestly, I got nothing else to say about this game outside of
Yeah. Deshaun Watson looked good.
he looked aight.
He looked good enough, that's for sure.
True. I mean, it was the Cardinals.
Yep. All right, Colts Panthers is next.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, once again, Gardner Minshew did his thing, but wasn't enough. I feel like the running attack should have been better. 25 touches for Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss combined is iffy. I mean, their defense did all the work, right?
Colts defense really showed up.
Kenny Moore scored twice.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So literally Kenny Moore alone won them this football game.
Yeah, Colts defense has 3 picks this game. The Colts defense really showed up, and Bryce Young struggled.
Yeah, Bryce Young has been
Indy
doing
put
that
up
all year,
20 points in the second quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been the reoccurring transaction.
Yeah.
So I hope he can find
long
some.
term, we'll see.
Yeah, I hope he can find some jump here in the second season because, to be fair, Trevor Lawrence had the same issues, and then he's pretty good, I'd say. So who else had those issues? Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had those issues. He was throwing picks left and right.
Oh yeah, he had a terrible rookie year.
Yeah. He's arguably one of the best quarterbacks ever.
I can think of so many QBs that had terrible rookie years and turned out to be actually kind of decent. Jalen Hurts had a not very good rookie year.
Yeah, he played in 4 games.
Joe Burrow
he didn't look great in all 4 of them. Joe Burrow also died his rookie year, so.
Josh Allen
looked terrible.
They made the playoffs, and he made that whack ass that whack ass lateral out of bounds.
Yeah, he was
in the playoffs.
Bad.
I remember that.
Bad.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people had bad rookie years. It's fine.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
If he struggles next year, panic. But
yes, correct.
He's got time.
He has plenty of time. He's a rookie. It's fine. And he's on a bad team. It's fine. Doesn't have their first pick next season. But anyway. Moving on. Giants at Raiders. Interim head coach came out here and bodied him.
Dog, okay. I'm gonna do the unthinkable.
Okay.
And compliment the Raiders.
Oh, I'm here for this.
I'm gonna do it. This was a really exciting game.
Yeah.
Because of the way the Raiders were playing.
Yeah, they actually looked like a team with hype and excitement.
Interim head coach, who, by the way, Antonio Pierce used to play, I believe it was linebacker for the Giants.
Yes.
And when he was a player. Now he's the interim head coach in Vegas. You can tell that Antonio Pierce is a guy that the Vegas locker room really, really respects and really, really likes.
Do you think he has potential to get the head coaching job?
If he shows up and continues to do what he did this week, absolutely. Just because Mark Davis likes to make bad decisions. Is it a bad decision to hire Antonio Pierce? Right now as your permanent head coach? Yeah, it is. But we saw this a few years ago when John Gruden got fired and they put in Rich Bisaccia. And
he cooked.
He cooked. They made playoffs and everything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, we're going to hire Josh McDaniels, And that turned out how it did.
Here we are.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels is, I'm going to go out and say it, a bum. The Broncos fan in me has never really liked Josh McDaniels. He just feels slimy,
Mm-hmm.
I never really liked him, especially with what he did to the Broncos. And he clearly was not well liked in Vegas, and they let him go. And Antonio Pierce is the most Raiders coach you could have hired. I think, how last week, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Nick Sirianni, right?
Yes.
How Doug Peterson probably didn't deserve to get fired, but it was the best thing that Philly could have done.
Correct.
Because Nick Sirianni is so Philly.
Correct.
Antonio Pierce is so Vegas, so Raiders. Did you see his post-game interview?
Yes. Phenomenal.
That was so Raiders. They had cigars in the locker room after the win. That's the Raiders the NFL fans expect.
Yes.
The Raiders who do not care about traditionalism are renegades, and it's fun. Like, that was the most excited I've ever been to see the Raiders. And I hate the Raiders as a Broncos fan. But, like, as a neutral NFL fan, that was really exciting to see.
Yeah.
So, kudos to you, Raiders.
And
now,
I'd like to send my condolences so I can talk about my division opponent real quick. Giants fans.
I wiped off my tongue. That didn't feel so good.
I know, Giants fans. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I know you guys weren't making the playoffs. I know you didn't have a great season. Daniel Jones tearing his ACL sucks. So, my condolences. I'd hate it to happen to my quarterback. I never wanted to. I've had it happen to my quarterback. I never wanted it to happen to anybody's quarterback. You don't want any injury on anybody. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. I think someone also ruptured their Achilles this week too. Wasn't it like someone on the Ravens? Someone had a ruptured Achilles.
I don't
really
know
bad.
off the top of my head. Yeah. Nope. Tommy DeVito is currently the starter in New York. Since
They signed someone, did they not?
They did. Daniel Jones is done for the year. Tyrod is currently on IR. So Tommy DeVito is the starter, but they did sign a backup. I can't think of who it was.
Yep, it was Vikings. I'm sorry. Cam Akers tore his Achilles.
Oh, that does suck.
It was a running back, so I just assumed it was the Ravens.
That's a decent assumption, actually. They signed Jacob Eason.
Yeah. I love me some Eason, bro. I love him. I don't know why I like him, but I love him so much.
They signed Jacob Eason today, and they
Yes.
actually signed Matt Barkley too a couple days ago.
Good for them. They're like, never again. We're not doing this with DeVito. Not doing it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That they signed Jacob Eason.
I think it works. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they move forward. And so Daniel Jones, no Tyrod Taylor, who's a really good backup. So I really wish you guys nothing but the best. And let's move on, right? Let's tank it out, get your draft pick.
Yeah.
Salty, you paid Daniel Jones all that money or not yet, but I don't want you guys. I can't say that while the guy's hurt. So.
Yep. Okay, I'm leaning back. You pop off, King. Do your thing. I'm on break. I'm taking my Union. I'm taking my Union 15.
On the America's game of the week. Eric, did you watch this game?
Most of it.
How'd you feel about the refs?
From a neutral perspective, there were a couple of questionable calls.
I agree.
From a we don't like the Cowboys in this dojo perspective, it was kind of funny.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? I agree with you on there were some questionable calls.
There were some questionable calls.
The PI on AJ Brown made no sense. PI made no sense. The Micah Parsons lack of holding calls, I do also understand completely. I can respect it. There was one specific thing that I didn't like though. Do you know when James Bradbury was pushing up on that receiver and they were like, "Oh, there should have been illegal hands to the face," and then the very next clip was a hands to the face, like the offensive lineman put his hands inside of Brandon Graham's helmet. Yeah. So I just want to tell y'all, it's not that I think that there weren't questionable calls, because there were. But I hate to tell you this. The Cowboys had every opportunity to win that football game. The Eagles literally were handing that shit on a silver platter. We should not have won that football game. I'll be the first to say it. We played good enough to win, but y'all literally threw the game. I'm gonna take you to like the last like 3 possessions of that game. Let me see if I remember properly. They score. Okay? Touchdown. Dak Prescott steps out of bounds short of the line. Cool? 5-yard game instead of a 3-yard game now, right? You have to score a touchdown. You hold us, great job. You get the ball back. You drive all the way down to the field, or all the way down the field, and you fuck up on 4th down, if I'm not mistaken. You turn the ball over. Eagles ball. Then you get the ball back again. You get a second opportunity. Drive all the way down the fucking field. Throw to Jake Ferguson. He's short, which he was definitely fucking short, by the way. That's not a questionable call. That was a That was the right call because every scoring play in the NFL is reviewed. Every fucking one. He was short as fuck, okay? It was close, but he was short. Lastly, y'all drove all the way you got a fucking 30-yard PI penalty. No time comes off the clock. Get to the 50. You get a roughing the passer. By the way, these are all penalties. Everything that I'm about to say was a penalty. Okay, I'm not saying that they were not penalties. They were for sure. That was a definite PI. That was a definite roughing the passer. There's a definite offsides following that. These were all penalties. Okay, you got 3 penalties. Okay, got all the way to the 6-yard line with like 30 seconds left. Got a false start or something. Lost 5. Then Josh Sweat murdered your quarterback because your right tackle cannot block for shit. How is that our fault? How is that the ref's fault? You guys were literally handed fucking 45 yards on a silver platter and could not capitalize. And you couldn't do it 3 times. You were short. You wouldn't have even had to do that if Dak Prescott would have just dove into the fucking end zone. And then if he didn't get suplexed by Sack fucking Cunningham, you also wouldn't be in that position. So before you come and tell me, oh, the refs won us this game, fucking A.J. Brown has held every fucking play. Every fucking play he's held, okay? I will die on this hill. Fucking, our guys were also being held because you couldn't fucking block Hassan Reddick. You couldn't fucking block Josh Sweat. They were being held too. On the last play, on the play that Josh Sweat blocked, this man went untouched, basically. He had one swim move and you were fucked. Brandon Graham, the drive before that, when we sacked Dak Prescott again, he was held, okay? Then we still sacked his ass. I'm not saying that there were uncalled penalties because they were fucking questionable. But God, penalties weren't the only reason you lost that game. There was not a single turnover all game. And we wanted to give you the game. We handed it to you. You Cowboys, you could not capitalize. Sorry. You left 3 drives with no points. And did not do what you needed to do to win the game. Also, Jalen Hurts is the GOAT, and I will not. He's the MVP frontrunner, and I wouldn't die on this hill. Thank you.
Oh, that was a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you agree? Like, they literally had the opportunity to win that football game. Like, they
did.
And it pisses me off when people are like, oh, well, refs, and oh, what was me? And I'm like, well, score. You guys had the chance. And then on top of it, he threw, and he threw short of the end zone. Like, on the last play.
Yeah, the Cowboys had plenty of opportunities to win that game, regardless of how the refs and that whole situation shook out. Yeah.
Like, if you really want to do this in the NFL, and you want to blame the refs every time, I can understand if it's like the Saints-Rams game, where it decides the game. But it did not decide your game. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. So.
Yep.
Sunday Night Football.
Well, first of all, Davion, watch your fucking language. Oh my lord!
I was very animated. I'm sorry.
you got heated. You okay? You want to talk about it?
I'm so tired of it, dude. You know who I saw?
I was mostly joking.
Dude, I see him on Twitter every freaking day, dude. It's Michael Irvin and what's his name? What's the guy who's undisputed? What's his name?
Skip Bayless.
Skip fucking Bayless, bro.
Skip Bayless has always been a pun.
Blatant Cowboys fans. And that's okay. I understand that you're a fan of the Cowboys.
Of course Michael Irvin is, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. And I understand why you're a Cowboys fan, and I get it. But you cannot tell me. They were like, who looked better? Was the Cowboys or the Eagles? And fucking Keyshawn Vaughn, Bay, I don't know who was on the desk with them. He said the Eagles. He's like, because they won. And I'm like, yeah, yes, facts.
Yeah, I mean, there were some aspects that the Cowboys looked better. There were some aspects that the Eagles looked better. But overall, scoreboard.
Yeah. You know who I will say had a great game, and I will let him have it. Dak played phenomenal. He played absolutely
he had a pretty solid game.
Excellent. Like, he literally was like damn near perfect. That's how good he played. I will give him all the props. It was a great game from Dak. You know who else played amazing? Jake fucking Ferguson. Dude's insane. CD fucking Lamb. Insane football players. Mm-hmm. They even got to Hurts, bro. Hurts barely gets sacked. I got to give you guys props. Like, you know what I mean? I'll let you have it. You did great.
Yeah.
But you
the
lost.
Eagles O-line is nothing to laugh at, and the Cowboys really played well against them. I'm not going to say like they exposed them, but you know, they
did not.
They played well.
They played amazing. I think Lane Johnson gave up his first sack in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm not mad. Hey, at the end of the day, I will always say this. as long as you win the football game, it does not matter how ugly the game was. Because you could look super ugly and win a Super Bowl. And that's fine. As long as you win. That's all I care about.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, just win. Scoreboard.
Yep. Sunday Night Football. Solid game, actually. I really like this game.
It was weirdly good. I did like it.
Bengals end up winning 24-18. Bengals looked good the last few weeks, which is good because they looked horrible to start the year.
Did they start 0-3 and they're on a 5-game streak now?
I think they started 1-2.
You sure?
Maybe I'm lying. Yes, they beat the Rams week 3. But they did start 1-4.
They've only lost 3 football games.
2-3. Yeah, so they started 1-3.
Okay.
And have won the last 4, plus their bye week. They won 2 bye week, then they've won their last 2 since the bye week.
Okay.
So yeah, 4 in a row now, which is huge. Joe Burrow looked good. I think a lot of them are getting re-healthy.
Yeah.
After some small bang-up injuries with the Bengals, starting to get more healthy for sure. Josh Allen had a pretty solid game too. Like overall, both these teams played really good. We expected this to be a really important game for the AFC and how it shakes up, and Bengals ultimately came out on top.
Yep. That's just how it went. And surprising because the Bills and Bengals have been. The Bengals have been looking better than the Bills for years now. So we'll see how they play it out. But we saw what happened today, and Bengals are in the playoffs because of it. There's playoff implications for this, you know?
Yep, totally. I really want the Bills to succeed.
I do too. I think Josh Allen's
Allen,
phenomenal.
because Josh Allen's a Mountain West guy too, so I think it helps. But yeah, Bengals have just looked so impressive.
Yeah.
All right, Monday Night Football. Chargers smacked up the Jets. Jets offense did not really get much going at all. They didn't look very good. Chargers defense played very well. Chargers offense played good enough. Austin Eckler played pretty good. Justin Herbert didn't really have a great day.
Yep.
Because honestly, I think the Jets defense actually played pretty darn well.
They did what they could. Held Herbert to 136 yards. They had 2 touchdowns close. Like at this point, you're just trying to, recover as try to do something on offense, and you guys don't do a lot on offense. So it's hard.
Yep. Yep. Solid games.
Yep. We take those.
Yep. Broncos, Niners, Jaguars, and Lions were all on bye, are all back this week. And yeah.
Yeah, Niners needed this bye.
I think so. They needed to get some pieces patched up. I know Purdy was possibly going through concussion protocol. Debo's obviously hurt. Trent Williams is hurt. So yeah, the Niners definitely needed this break week. And unfortunately, they go and play in Jacksonville, who's also coming off a bye, which is a tough game for them.
Yep. It's tough.
But after that, the Niners don't exactly have an excellent schedule, but they have an okay schedule. Yeah.
I just know they play us in Philly, so.
They have Tampa, they have Seattle, they have Philly, they have Seattle again, Arizona, Baltimore, Washington, and then a rematch with the Rams.
Yep. Should be an interesting end of season for them. I think they're a good team, but I do think they're behind. They're not the clear-cut second best.
Yeah,
team
they needed to not lose the last 3 weeks. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Vikings, Bengals, Browns all should have been winnable games. Given that the Bengals game was in San Francisco.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Week 9 recap. Before we get into some really quick Week 10 preds, we are officially halfway through the season. Week 9 makes us exactly halfway through Week 18. So we did our preseason power rankings. Let's do our midseason power rankings. We'll go by conference. AFC, NFC, we'll go from bottom to top 16 to 1, how we feel at this current moment, who are the best teams in each conference. And I will say, this is a dramatically different list than it was at preseason.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Like overall, I think this is dramatic.
Yeah,
I gotta
I
plug
think-
in my headset real quick.
Yeah, I think there's
Before
some
it
things
dies
that
on you.
definitely change.
Yeah, there are a handful of things that definitely changed here. So, would you like to start in the AFC or the NFC, my friend?
I think the NFC is more easier to go around with. So let's start there.
Okay. So, who's your 16 team right now?
The Cardinals.
I also have the Arizona Cardinals.
I think they were my literally worst team in the NFL to start, and that's coming to fruition. So Cardinals. I think they're the worst.
Yep. Dude, shout out to them beating the Cowboys, though. That was funny.
Dude, honestly, we have a 2.5 game on the Cowboys because of the Cardinals and us beating them. But, shout out to the fucking Cardinals, bro.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's
Shout out
beautiful.
to the Cardinals.
And it means, though, is that, like, let's say in a perfect world, we went out, the game against them doesn't matter. Because we just win. Because they're the only team that's stopping us from winning the division.
Yeah.
Even if we lost to the Cowboys, exactly. Because I think we're going into a gauntlet here, the Eagles, that is. Into, like, we go to Chiefs, then we play at home against the Bills, the Niners, play the Cowboys again, and then, like, the Seahawks. So that's a little bit of a gauntlet. I think we come out of that 3-2. Because Dallas Goedert fractured his forearm, so we're going to miss him for 4 weeks. He'll be back. He should be back for the Dallas 2.0 matchup.
That's good. Okay.
Hopefully it's a good revenge game because he got hurt in the game.
Who is your number 15 team?
The Carolina Panthers.
I also have the Carolina Panthers.
I think it was pretty obvious who were the bottom two, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and I think this order is a bit interchangeable, but I agree. It feels like the Cardinals are worse than the Panthers.
Yeah, and the sucky part about the Panthers is not that the Cardinals, like, when they suck, they're sucking, but don't they have 2 first-round picks this year? So it's like, that's good. They have their Texan pick, which is getting, unfortunately, worse by the second. But their pick is going to be great. So they have a chance to go get someone. Maybe they trade Kyler Murray, get another pick in, and get, like, someone like a fucking Vegas or a Minnesota or someone crazy like that for no reason. And then they get, like, good pick in, and then they'll have potentially three to 5 top 90 picks, and they'll be good.
That'd be solid for them. Yeah, I agree. Panthers don't have that kind of luxury.
They do not have a pick.
So yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, that's the big thing, is that the Panthers don't have that luxury.
Yep. Who is your number 14 team?
This actually, I really wanted to put them one up, but Chicago. I think Chicago is here. It's really hard for me to put them anywhere else. I don't think that they have bad team per se. I just think they're not playing to their potential, and obviously Fields is hurt. So
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't have Chicago here.
cool. Who'd you put here?
New York Giants.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Who is in a very similar situation.
Yeah.
Their starting quarterbacks hurt, their backup quarterbacks hurt, and the Giants were struggling with them. So
I could definitely interchange that after Daniel Jones' ACL tear, for sure.
yeah. My 13 team is the Bears. So who's your 13 team?
Actually, the Packers were here for me.
Okay. So you think the Giants are a little bit better than I do.
Just a little bit. Not much more than where we're going. They're the next team. Unfortunately, I think I kind of didn't factor Daniel Jones dying, but I think Saquon just elevates that team so much. The Packers are here for me for the reason that they are not succeeding in a situation where they should be better. They had a good game against the Rams, but let me ask you this. If they had Carson Wentz there instead of fucking Brett Rippon, do you think they'd probably have a more competitive game? And then we force Jordan Love to have to make a game-winning drive, and he can't do it? Because he hasn't
Matt Stafford wins this game.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Straight
I think
up.
even Carson Wentz probably goes out and potentially wins this game because I think
Carson Wentz definitely makes it competitive.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying if they go up, let's say it's 17-17 and we have to force Jordan Love to go down the field. He hasn't done it all season. I don't think he has it in him right now. I think he potentially could next year. I think he's still the starting quarterback next year, but I think you've gotten lucky against 3 teams. My humble opinion. I think they look good the first week. They look good the second week because they played the Bears, and then that's it.
Listen, any team that loses to the Broncos are bad. Sorry.
Facts. No offense.
Okay,
but
so
facts.
My 12 team is the Packers.
Okay, Giants. So we had a little interchange.
Okay, cool. So yeah, a little interchange there. Who's your 11 team?
Washington.
I have the LA Rams.
Oh, whoa! They are much lower on your list than I have them.
Yeah. I love the Rams, but their quarterback situation is fucked. And it's just like last year.
I think they fixed their quarterback situation, but I'll let you have it.
Their quarterback situation is fucked. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Carson Wentz goes out and balls out week 11 because obviously the Rams are on bye this week, so he gets an extra week to prep. They're at home against Seattle. That could potentially be a winnable game.
In SoFi,
I
it's
don't think
winnable.
I don't think Seattle's invincible, and especially if it's in SoFi, I think it's winnable.
Especially after I saw them get. Don't get me wrong, the Ravens are really good, but they put up 3 points.
Exactly.
They're a competitive team. They need to put up more than that.
Yeah.
Like at least the Dolphins put up 17 on the Eagles, right? They got smacked, but that's my mindset at least.
Yep. No, I'm inclined to agree. So yeah, I have the Rams at 11.
Yeah, Washington is tanking. They traded away 2 defensive linemen. I know they have some great other defensive linemen. They beat New England. Okay, cool. They've been competitive against the Eagles, but that was with, I think, Chase Young and Montez Sweat made a big difference in those games. So I think they are going to regress the second half of the season for obvious reasons. They want to tank. They didn't want to pay those guys, and I totally understand.
Yep, Commanders are definitely going to hit a little bit of a reset button. I still think the Commanders are better than the Rams right now. I have them a little bit higher than this. But I agree. They're definitely in the bottom half.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're going to regress here. I don't think they're going to keep this type of pace up, so that's why I have them here. I think the Rams will be better. I think they have the better lineup in the roster because I wasn't high on the Rams to begin with, and now I'm a little higher on them. So you've
I was
me.
very high on the Rams, and now I'm a little lower.
We switched. It happens.
Weird. Yeah.
10.
Okay, who's your 10 team?
We got Tampa Bay here. They started hot and they started getting low, so I have them at 10.
Okay, I have Washington here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're on the same page with Washington, honestly.
Yep.
So yeah.
So who's your 9 team then?
Unfortunately, the Falcons. I kind of wanted to put them higher, but them not putting the ball in Bijan Robinson's hand makes me upset.
Okay, so you think very highly of the Rams then, because this is where I have Tampa.
Not much higher.
This is where I have Tampa.
Okay, you literally are just. We're pretty. We're very good at being consistent with these. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
This is where I have the Rams. I'll tell you that.
At 8?
Yeah.
Cool. Because that's where I have the Falcons.
We're great.
So we have the same top 7.
Easily. I think I think we're not going to have the same order, but I think we could have the same order. I'm just letting you know now.
I think we could.
I think our 7 and 6 is going to get flopped.
Maybe. Who's your 7?
I have Saints here.
They are flopped because I have the Vikings.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Saints are here for me because I think they're actually slightly worse than the Vikings. No Kirk Cousins, and they went out and won the game with who?
With Josh Dobbs.
And who is not playing?
Justin Jefferson.
I rest my case.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, I will say. I have the Vikings so low right now just because, listen, I don't really like the Saints. I think they're too inconsistent, but when they are good, they're good.
I think they should have done better against the Bears.
Yeah. I love that Vikings game, and I love that Josh Dobbs game. If I want the Vikings to prove me wrong. This week only, not week 11. But Josh Dobbs, if he shows some consistency and is understanding this Minnesota system, for sure they're a better team.
With Justin Jefferson getting added here soon?
Exactly. And check it out. Guess who plays this week? Saints-Vikings.
Perfect.
Fun. Exactly. That works out nicely. So then I'm guessing you have your Vikings at 6.
I do. I really want to talk about the Saints for a second, though, because I really want to say this. The reason I also have the Saints low, the Bears game showed me a couple things. One, they are too inconsistent. Mm-hmm. 2, who do you think the best receiver on the Saints is? I actually genuinely asked this. Do you think it's Chris Olave or is it Mike Thomas?
It's supposed to be Chris Olave. But honestly, kind of an underrated guy is Rashid Shaheed.
He's been playing very well, by the way.
I think he's a very underrated receiver.
When you have a receiver core of those 3, you think they would be able to. I think Carr is a decent quarterback. I think he can sling the rock. How the fuck aren't you getting your receivers better? You're trash. You have Michael Thomas had 1 catch this week. 1 fucking catch. Actually, no, I take it back. He had 1 target without a catch. I remember because I didn't score any fucking fantasy points. And I played him. So listen, Shaheed is balling out. I'm going to let him have his thing. And Chris Olave wasn't really touching the ball too much. So get your boys the ball. Or even just give Kamara the ball. Do something. Just have an identity, and they don't. But someone has to win this fucking South.
That's true, yeah.
And
okay.
Minnesota. I love Minnesota. I actually like what they're doing. I usually hate Minnesota. I'm going to let them have this. They've swayed me so far this season.
I think we have the same 5.
Maybe.
Who's your 5?
Seattle.
I also have Seattle.
Cool. I think Seahawks are great.
I
just think they're a little
It feels like
fraudulent.
they're the worst of the good teams in the NFC.
I think they have a great identity. I think they're fraudulent. I really think.
I think so
they
too.
can
Like,
win a playoff game. I truly
think they could
can.
too.
If they have the right matchup, I think they can win a playoff game. But they do not get past the divisional round. No way.
Yep.
No way.
Okay. Who's your 4?
Okay, this is where we're gonna disagree strongly. I think we're gonna disagree strongly. I have San Francisco here.
We're not that strongly because this is where I also have San Francisco.
Yes! Oh, that's what I love to see, Eric. Do we have the same
Right.
top 5? Let's fucking go, Eric.
Right now, it's San Francisco.
They look disgusting the last 3 weeks.
They looked horrible the last 3 weeks, but the first 5 weeks is the reason why they're still at 4.
They're
going into the bye week.
Division.
If they turned around and patched up some of their injuries, the Niners are still a threatening team. And if we see a little bit more consistency out of the Niners, there was a conversation where they were the best team in the NFC, even better than the Eagles at one point.
Which I also said was possible.
And I think we could realistically see that Niners team come back and them be the best team in the NFC at one point.
I'll tell you this, though. If they get in close games, they have not had a good time with those because Brock Purdy has thrown game-losing interceptions multiple times.
Yep.
But he has also done a great job getting them in field position. They did lose by a field goal that Brock Purdy put them in, and the field kicker missed it. So I rest my case. This is a good film.
Yep.
3.
Okay, so yeah. Dallas.
Yes. Easily.
Okay.
Easily. Not even a question. I do not take that Eagles game. I do not take like that. You lose it to the Eagles. That's okay. I understand why. They've been.
I went back and forth between Dallas at 2 and 3. I will admit.
I couldn't willingly put them over the Lions. I'm sorry. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Lions are playing like crack.
Yeah. Lions are crazy fun right now. The Cowboys are good, but I don't think they're up there for sure. Losing to the Eagles and losing to the Eagles close and losing to the Eagles that the Cowboys could have won. Yeah, I'm not going to drop the Cowboys too much for that.
No, they didn't deserve to do that.
Yeah,
I don't think they deserve to drop at all. I think they were 3 going into this week and they were 3 coming out of this week.
I think I was more leaning towards Cowboys were 2.
Nah,
and now they're 3.
I don't think they're better than the Lions.
Now I don't
really like the fucking Lions, bro.
Yeah, the Lions are 2. Lions are
doing
so
this
much
type
fun.
of stuff without Montgomery available. I just want to say that.
Yeah. So then we agree. Easily. Lions 2, Eagles 1.
Yeah, the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Not the NFC, the NFL. As unbiased, they are the best team in the NFL.
No, that's completely reasonable.
Cool.
They literally have the best record. They feel like the best team.
Yeah, and even though their games have not looked as clean as they should, they're winning them.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm going to say this like that. The only thing that matters after the game is over is did you win or did you lose? You can forget every other mistake you made. You fix them in tape. You move on.
Yep. Okay. So we mostly agree in the NFC.
We're pretty on par.
You think the Giants are better than I do, and you think the Rams are better than I do.
That's okay.
But outside of that, that's about it.
Not by much, but yeah. I think that 8 through 11 is the same tier, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
AFC is going to be weird. I think we're going to be all over the place.
I think so, too. I think we're going to start the same.
This team is.
I think so, too. I think we're going to start in the same spot, though.
Yes.
Who's your 16 team in the AFC?
Rise up to the New England area. The Patriots are easily at 16.
Patriots are easily the worst team in the AFC.
Not even
close. By
close.
far.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Mac Jones is getting traded this offseason.
Probably.
So, I think he should.
Okay. Who's your 15 team?
I'm so sorry. It's definitely Denver.
I don't completely disagree.
I have a tough time putting another team. I have a tough time putting a team underneath them. Like the only team
I think
there's not. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think recency bias is kind of helping me keep Denver a little bit higher.
I think they have an opportunity, but those
yeah,
first 6 games were
I definitely don't
bad.
have Denver here. Don't forget, I don't have Denver much higher.
Okay.
It could be Broncos bias that is making me.
Okay, I understand.
But here I have the Titans.
Interesting. Okay.
Because
I understand,
the Titans, they're clearly moving on from some pieces.
Yes.
They're trying to get Will Levis some snaps. They moved on from Kevin Byard. There's talks of Derrick Henry getting traded midseason, so I think he definitely gets traded in the offseason. The Titans I think are hitting a little bit of a soft reset.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm not going to expect the Titans to win a ton of games the rest of the year.
Dude, I think they could go like 6-11, 7-10, low-key.
I think they could, but I think my 13 and 14 teams could too.
Sure.
So yeah, I have the Titans at 15.
Okay. Who's your 14?
It hurts because I really like the Titans, but yeah.
Who's your 14?
Raiders.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's where I have the Raiders too.
Okay.
I think we.
Clearly the Raiders are in shambles right now.
Yeah,
Last
but
week
great
they looked
win.
great and they were exciting, and that was the Raiders
It
situation
was
and all
the
that
Giants,
stuff. But
but great for them.
it was the Giants at the end of the day. So yeah, I have the Raiders at 14.
Yep. Easy peasy.
So then who's your 13 team?
This is the Titans.
Okay, this is where I have the Broncos.
Cool. We just swapped.
So
them. That's fine.
Okay, we're on the same page.
That's valid.
Valid.
12.
Okay, so who's your 12 team then?
I have Indy here.
I also have Indy here.
I think they're a solid team. I think they're a slight tier above those bottom 4 teams.
It feels like
their
it.
defense is really, really good. I actually really love their defense. Their offense just hasn't been able to compete. But I think they have the pieces to get there, and Anthony Richardson is going to help a lot once he is healthy, right? Next season, I think the Colts take an actual leap forward. I think they have a good roster. They're going to make some good picks here in the draft. Going to get some people in free agency potentially to move over. Maybe a coaching change. Who knows? I don't know who's coaching. Steichen? Is it Shane Steichen?
Yes.
I do be liking me some Shane Steichen, though.
I know it's Shane Steichen and Rich Gannon are Indy and Arizona. I don't know which one's which though.
Steichen is Gannon's in Arizona. I know that for a fact. Steichen was our DC,
so then, yeah,
right?
So yeah, then
Love Steichen.
yeah, so then Steichen is in Arizona or in Indy. Yeah.
I love Steichen, but maybe could be a more offensive-minded coach. Might help them.
Yep. Okay, who is your 11?
This was hard. Okay.
I agree. This is where it started to get hard.
8 through 11. I think my top 7 feels like the playoff teams. They feel like the playoff teams. 8 through 11, I feel like all could be in either spot. Maybe
I
even
almost
7.
agree. I think 7 through 11.
Yeah. This pained me, but I think the coach is what put me down here. I think Staley sucks, so I have the Chargers here.
We're on the same page. I also have the Chargers.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
It just sucks, dude. Like I want them to be good. I think Herbert's phenomenal. Keenan Allen is phenomenal. Like
the games
no
that
Mike
the
Williams?
Chargers, yeah, the games that the Chargers have won haven't felt like great wins.
Outside of exactly this week, I'll give them this week. This week was.
But even
very
then,
bad.
they didn't look great. It's just that the Jets looked worse.
True. Their defense did look.
Like the Jets' defense really looked good, which meant that the Chargers' offense looked bad. And this Chargers' offense is supposed to be excellent.
Like
yes,
Eckler, Keenan Allen, Herbert. Do something though.
I like the little pun you made there, by the way.
It wasn't on purpose, but I realized it after I said it, and I feel really good about it.
I'm glad you did make it, though.
Yeah, they're supposed to be that good, and it sucks.
Yep.
So,
who's your 10 team?
The team they just played, the Jets.
Get out of my head.
Dude, I'm just saying, we're in unison. The
We're
Jets
on
make
the same
sense.
page, so yeah.
I think the Chargers, I know they just beat the Jets, so it's like, oh, well, why didn't you just put the Chargers above the Jets? Because I still think the Chargers are a worse team.
Because
not by
Robert
much.
Saleh versus Brandon Staley, if I'm starting a franchise, I want Robert Saleh to coach.
So do I. Like, it's not our fault
Jets,
that Aaron Rodgers died and 4 snaps into his career is a Jet.
Exactly. The Jets are Aaron Rodgers away from being in the conversation for 5-4 up there.
They were leading the division for a while without him, by the way.
Exactly. See, I mean, if they get some consistency on offense, it's good.
But
apparently Aaron Rodgers could be back, not playoff time, soon, Thanksgiving soon.
Yeah, they said he was been cooking in his healing. So maybe he helps them and gets them in the playoffs. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
It'd be like the fastest recovery from an Achilles ever.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Yeah. Who's a 9 for you?
Barely not making the top 8.
This one felt weird. I want you to know. This one felt really
barely
weird.
Not making the top 50%. I have the Steelers.
Dude, we're in unison. I had the Steelers here too. I almost put the Texans here.
I almost did too.
Yeah, I think they were. I think the Steelers.
Then are your
your
Texans are 8?
They are.
Okay.
Dude, are we gonna? I don't think we're gonna go 7 for 7 in the top, but we may be
close. I think we'll be close.
Oh, I should flip these. Hold on. I just realized I just need to flip these. I saw what I did and I made a mistake.
Yeah, their defense is good. Their offense is struggling. It's a lot like the Jets, actually.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Steelers' defense is better than the Jets' defense.
Yeah, but now the Steelers are healthier, so maybe Kenny Pickett can cook with Deontay Johnson back. Maybe Najee Harris finally does something. Who knows?
Yep.
Could get him in. I mean, all those teams in that division are 5-3 or the Ravens.
Yeah. The Texans are exciting, for
Very
sure.
exciting. And C.J. Stroud his
playing
hand
very
is
well.
on fire, bro. He is cooking right now.
Yeah,
He's in the
Texans are
kitchen.
exciting. They need a little bit more seasoning.
Yes. They're
just the
young.
reality.
They're young. They're young.
Yeah.
But I like to say that them trading their pick was not a bad decision at all.
Okay.
It worked out for them.
I'm guessing we're bare minimum going to have the same 7, same 6. We should.
We shouldn't have the same 6. I think we definitely have the same 7.
So who's your 7?
Browns. Cleveland.
Okay. I also have Cleveland.
Easy. Maybe we do have the same 6, and I'm tripping. Cleveland, I think, is okay. Deshaun Watson just has not earned his paycheck, in my humble opinion, yet.
No, not even close.
No.
The amount of money that they're paying Deshaun Watson, the Browns should be much better than they
They
are.
have Njoku. They have. I know Nick Chubb died, but Kareem Hunt is there. Amari Cooper. Like, they got some good people. Let's figure out if they can do something with it. 6.
Bills.
Yeah. I just swapped that. I don't know why I had the Bengals there. I was stupid. Yeah, I looked at it and was like, this is dumb. Bills make sense here.
Yeah.
The Bills just lost the Bengals, first off. And, oh, no, well, you didn't do it for the Chargers and the Jets. Why are you doing it now? Because the Bengals look better.
Right now, the Bengals do look better.
The Bills look
The
weird.
Bills are good, but like an inconsistent good.
Correct.
You know, like they're beating
5-4.
good teams and they're losing to good teams.
But they're also losing to bad teams.
Exactly. You know, and the Bills are just a little too inconsistent. So yeah, I also said the Bills at 6.
Yep. You know what's crazy? The Jets, I've realized, beat the Bills and the Eagles this season, and just that's 2 of their 4 wins. That's crazy to me.
I know, and the Jets beat the Broncos.
I mean,
Like, who does that besides?
5 other teams.
Shut up.
Do you know? But you guys beat the Chiefs.
We did do that. So then you have your Bengals at 5?
Correct.
Okay, so we didn't go 7 for 7 because I have the Dolphins at 5.
You do?
I do,
Interesting.
and because of what we talked about,
Okay.
the Dolphins don't have good wins.
Agreed.
Their wins are against bad teams. Their losses are against good teams. Yeah, their offense is crazy good. Yeah, they're 6-3. Yeah, they have one of the best records. Yeah, they're heading into their bye week and will get healthier and patch up some of those things. And when we come out of this, I think the Dolphins are going to be a good team. But right now, I think if you're counting for how hot the Bengals are and how good the top 3 teams are in the AFC, I think the Dolphins are 5, in my opinion.
Okay. I can respect it.
So if it makes you feel better, my Bengals are 4.
Dolphins are 4 for me. So.
Okay, so little switcheroo.
Yeah, that's fine. I think the Bengals just have started finding their groove. They should have had this earlier.
Yeah.
Is my reason for putting them a little under the Dolphins. Dolphins got hot early.
I agree.
I think
Okay, who's your
I definitely think our
3?
3-2-1 is going to be weird.
I think so too. Who's your 3?
I have Jacksonville at 3.
I have Kansas City at 3.
Holy shit! You dropped them to 3?
Listen, I really like the Ravens,
Okay.
and I really like the
I
Jaguars.
hear you, but the Chiefs are just because they don't look the best, they still are 7-2. It's the same logic the Eagles have.
They still are 7-2. They're still
Number 1.
the best record in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that.
I think
for
I think
a-
having them below 2 is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think, listen, it was a close 2. Like went back and forth between 2 and 3 for a long time with the Chiefs. If it makes you feel better.
Okay. I think
Like if I could put both 2 and 3 at 2.5, I would.
Okay.
I think these teams are close.
Okay.
But right now, riding the hot hand, Chiefs are coming off a pretty big win against Miami, but they looked pretty stagnant in the second half. They're coming off a bad loss to the Broncos, too. We've talked about how the Chiefs don't have a ton of weapons. Their defense is playing great. Mahomes is playing great. And I think that's what's keeping the Chiefs afloat.
I think their next game is going to be the big test. I mean, they play the Eagles in Arrowhead.
That is the biggest game of the year.
Arguably.
It is not close.
Yeah.
So far, that's the biggest game of the year and could potentially be the biggest game of the year come end of the year.
Right. Yeah, it could be a blast.
So if the Chiefs win that game, there's no doubt in my mind Chiefs go to 1.
Right. I agree.
It doesn't matter what the Ravens and the Jaguars
And you know what's
do.
crazy? You know what's even crazier? I don't think the Eagles drop from 1. Even if they lose that game.
Unless
Unless they get smacked.
Yeah, unless the Lions go out and beat the Chargers and the Bears by like 70.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
think there's going to
maybe
be a lot. A lot has to happen for the Eagles to go down.
a lot would have to happen for the Eagles to drop to 2, but I don't think it's impossible.
I do. Unless
I think it's
my
improbable.
only thing is they like 31-0. That's like my only thing. Maybe if you don't put a point up against the Chiefs, that's like my only mindset.
Yeah.
But if we have a Super Bowl rematch type game, they definitely go to. They're still 1.
Okay, so then I'm guessing we have the same 1.
Maybe.
Because my 2. What do you mean maybe?
Maybe.
So then you had the Chiefs at 1?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I have the Jags at 2.
I have the Chiefs at 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I truly think the Ravens have looked immaculate.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I hate being as high on them as I do because I always feel like they struggle. Every time it gets to this part of the season, they always are like weird. But they have looked very consistent. The Chiefs, I cannot drop them below 2. I honestly wanted to keep them at 1. And then I looked at the Ravens. I was like, I should probably put the Ravens here. They're pretty.
I did the exact same thing. I had a hard time being like, man, Chiefs aren't 1, huh?
Yeah, it was really tough because I was really thinking about it. And I was like, man, there's no way on this earth that I put the Chiefs at 2. Anything below 1. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
the Ravens look pretty dang good, man. I'm not going to lie
Yeah,
to you.
the Ravens do look really good.
Gus Edwards season,
And what's
baby.
crazy is they're not doing it with wow wins too. You know, like Lamar Jackson honestly played a pretty average game. Their rushing attack outside of him is what won them this game huge against Seattle.
Yep.
And the Ravens defense is playing very well. Like, you know, I think the Ravens are just a really well-rounded, really well-coached team.
Yeah, and I mean,
I've
Harbaugh's
always
a
liked
great
John
coach.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's a great coach. And Lamar, I mean, people keep saying MVP, and I'm like, well, he's not doing everything.
Exactly. It kind of feels like the Ravens are doing well. It's not Lamar Jackson's doing well and carrying the Ravens.
Yeah,
it's like it feels like everybody's doing their part.
I think he definitely deserves top 3, by the way. I think he's like a top 3 candidate right now. Like it's like him.
I'm inclined to agree.
I think
It's probably him and Hurts and Mahomes, probably.
Probably.
It sucks, but because it doesn't feel like Mahomes is playing wow football
Can we
either.
get a Jared Goff MVP conversation?
Dog. I would scream if Jared Goff wins the MVP.
He won't. You know what else we need to talk about? Can we have this conversation for a second? Speaking of, while we're on the topic of coaches, do you think Nick Sirianni is a good coach?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you think Doug Peterson as the Eagles coach was a good coach?
Yes.
Can you believe neither of them have won a Coach of the Year?
Well, do you have any idea how hard it is to win the Coach of the Year?
You know what's crazy is Dable won Coach of the Year.
You know who
last
won
season.
do you by chance remember who won Coach of the Year last year?
Dable,
Dable.
which is terrible. How did Sirianni not even get nominated?
Because they like to give Coach of the Year. They don't like to give it to the coach of the best team.
My thing is though, is that he took a team that was 9-8, rebuilding, by the way, to the playoffs. They were rebuilding that year. Then the next season, same thing that Dable did, by the way, just so we're clear. One less game, by the way. Then the next year, win the division, go to the Super Bowl. How the fuck do you not? Why aren't you? Huh?
Because Nick Sirianni took an average team and made it good in his second year. Brian Dable took a terrible team and made it good in his first year.
He took an average team and made them to the playoffs their first season, 9-8.
But he wasn't a Coach of the Year. Exactly. He wasn't a Coach of the Year candidate.
He wasn't even a candidate. He wasn't even a candidate last year, bro. And then Doug Peterson, bro, that team was reeling because of Chip Kelly. They took him to the fucking Super Bowl
in his second year.
Yeah, I guess.
That's my point. Like the one I can cite is a few years ago. Coach of the Year was Kevin Stefanski with the Browns. This was, I think, Baker's third year.
That one was understandable.
Exactly. You're taking bad teams and making them good. The Browns won the North that year.
Who's your Coach of the Year candidate right now?
I mean, right now you got to look at teams that are bad and good all of a sudden. So yeah, I don't see a reason it's not Mike McDaniel. It could be Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell's a good one. Who's the head coach of the Texans right now?
D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, he's a candidate for sure.
If the Texans make the playoffs, he's a candidate.
For sure. He probably wins it, low-key.
Yeah, actually, I think that is my candidate is Dan Campbell. I think even more than Mike McDaniel.
You know, I'll say this now. If the Jets find a way to make the playoffs, Robert Saleh wins Coach of the Year.
Potentially.
Definitely. Over the Texans. If Texans don't make the playoffs and he does, Saleh wins. If the Texans make it, D'Amico Ryan should win.
Yeah. If you ask me right now, it's
Give the Eagles
It's Dan
something,
Campbell.
man. Let Nick at least give Hurts MVP this year. Don't let him lose to Mahomes again, please. Please.
I mean, right now between the two, it's Hurts.
Who overall?
You know, and it kind of feels like Hurts is the MVP. Hurts isn't playing like wow football. He's playing tremendous football.
Yes.
But like the MVPs of the last few years are like clear cut, like they're playing wow football.
Well, last year, I mean, he was playing wow football. I think he's on pace to do he's throw more touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been throwing more. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, I think right now it kind of feels like it's Jalen Hurts, but it feels like it's close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's Jalen Hurts by a mile. I think it's Jalen Hurts by a yard.
It feels like it's Jalen Hurts because right now it feels like it's not Mahomes and it's not Lamar.
Yeah. I could see Lamar winning it, though. I'll tell you that.
You know, and if you think about the other good teams, it's like it's probably not Jared Goff.
No. It's not
Like
Dak.
he's good, but he's not quite MVP yet.
I'll tell you, though, Dak could win. I got to give him his props. He's been playing really well. You know what
Yeah,
I really
you know,
think deserves more props than they get? Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey should be in the top 5. One of them.
I mean,
One of
duh.
them.
It's just the unfortunate nature that it's going to go to a quarterback.
Yeah, like they're not going to win it, but I think they should be in conversations, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
But McCaffrey and Hill win OPO-wise, respectively, in their conferences, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's anybody else that could.
If you only get one, oh boy.
Tyreek's my money. Dude's cooking.
I don't know.
Dude's cooking. Maybe, I mean,
That's-
McCaffrey
it's-
competes, but it's tougher to toss up.
It's so tight. It really is.
You know who also
My
might
heart's
be in that
tell-
running? You know who might be in that running now, though? AJ Brown.
I agree.
He has 1,000 yards in 9 weeks. Did you know that?
My gut tells me it's CMC.
Listen. I said CMC before AJ, but AJ Brown is rising. His
Yeah.
stonks are rising, bro.
It's inches.
His stonks are rising. Dude is 1,000 yards. He broke Calvin Johnson's record for 125 plus yards in a game 6 weeks in a row. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. He's option. Anyway, these primetime games are terrible this week.
Yeah, they are.
Flex
Holy
them
shit,
all.
they're bad.
Get them all out of here. Texans Bengals is a better matchup than some of these. Niners Jags.
Saints Vikings. Honestly.
Dude, please.
Lions Chargers.
Anyway, Thursday night in Chicago, Panthers are playing the Bears.
Yeah.
You know what?
Didn't we just had the Bears on Thursday night football? We had them
Yeah,
week
you know
5. I
what's
guess that was a few
crazy
weeks
though?
ago.
No matter what the result of this game is, the Bears win.
Yeah.
Because if they beat the Panthers, their pick is good. If they lose, guess what? Their own pick is better. Win-win for them. Just saying.
Yeah, this is a stinker on Thursday night football.
letting you know I'm picking the Bears, but I just
Thursday
don't
night
care.
football is known for some stinkers. This is a stinker. I'm also going with the Bears.
Yeah, but Vikings Eagles was good at week 2. Lions Chiefs to open was good. Jags Saints wasn't terrible. Bucks Bills wasn't atrocious. That was it though. Bears Commanders was pretty bad. Lions Packers was a good game actually. But man.
Chiefs Broncos sucked.
Next week though, we get Bengals Ravens. Just saying.
That's a fun one. And then we got I think we got a pretty good
so much better.
Yeah, primetime is crazy good next week.
Bengals,
Thursday's
Ravens,
great.
Vikings,
Monday's
Broncos.
great. Sunday's aight.
I think it's good. I think it's good because of the teams.
It's aight.
Yeah. Eagles Chiefs though, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of on Thanksgiving. You know, Thanksgiving rarely gives us what a game, but Thanksgiving is pretty good at giving us solid games. All 3 games on Thanksgiving are solid, I think.
Packers Lions great. Commanders Cowboys could be good, especially if the Commanders
It's
play how
solid.
they did against Eagles. Niners Seahawks. I like
Niners Seahawks
in
is
Seattle.
solid. That's a really good game.
Dude, Sunday evening,
So-
Bills play the Eagles. Oh my God, you get Eagles. Eagles games are fire the next few weeks.
Anyways, going with the Bears. Sunday
easy.
morning, our last
We're back in Germany.
international game back in Germany, Colts Patriots.
This is weirdly a tough one to call. I, however, think the Colts are a better team, and since it's neutral, I'm going to take the Colts.
It is neutral. Like, Patriots are technically the home team, but it's not going to be a home game like it was for the Chiefs. Patriots
Oh,
don't have the big market anymore now that Tommy is not there. So, like,
correct.
I this is a true neutral site game. So I'm going with Indy.
Yeah. I just don't think the Patriots are good enough. And, dude, Kenny Moore, pop off, King.
Mhm.
Browns at Ravens. This could be a really important game if the Browns pull this off.
This is a really important game. Period.
Yeah.
We get the first of our Ravens divisional home games. They got 3 more this year, 1 apiece against the Browns. Next week is the Bengals, and then they get the Steelers in week last 18. So this is a huge game for the Ravens. This is a huge game for the Browns. This is going to have playoff implications. I
course.
think the way Baltimore's been playing, it's in Baltimore. I don't see them losing. So I'm going with the Ravens.
I also am going with the Ravens for the same reasons.
Okay, we got Packers at Steelers. I don't know why, but this is always a fun matchup whenever it comes up.
Because it's
I like
two
Packers Steelers.
seasoned franchises. I think they're just
Yeah, these are
old
2
franchises.
historic franchises. It takes me back to Super Bowl 45. I always notice the old Super Bowl matchups from when I watched. This was Big Ben's 3rd Super Bowl that he had been to. Aaron Rodgers' first and only Super Bowl that he had been to, and Aaron Rodgers won. And the Packers were huge underdogs that year.
Yep, they were like a 6 seed coming in or something crazy.
They
weren't
were a 6 seed.
Yeah, they beat us.
They
I
were
remember that much.
they were a 6 seed playing the 1 seed Bears in Chicago in the NFC Championship. It was the first time in the history of Packers Bears that they met in the playoffs.
That's actually quite crazy. And of course, Chicago shit the bed as a 1
Of
seed.
course they did, because
They beat us along the way too. I'm pretty sure. I think they beat the Eagles
Yeah.
that year too.
Steelers are at home. Steelers defense has been playing great, even if their offense have struggled. The Packers just kind of seem a little bit stagnant, a little bit underwhelming. So this feels like 2 underwhelming
It was
offenses,
the
and
Chicago Bears, by the way.
it was the 2 seeded Chicago Bears. I apologize.
Here you go. They beat Philly 21-16 in Lincoln Financial. They beat Atlanta in the Georgia Dome 48-21, and then they went to Soldier Field and won 21-14. That's a crazy run, by the way. The Jets,
Atlanta
by the
was
way,
the 1 seed.
they were the 1 seed that year. Seattle was
Whack.
2. Or I'm sorry, Chicago was 2. Seattle was 4. You know what's crazy is the Jets were the 6th seed on the other side of the bracket. They won in Indy at Lucas Oil, and then they went to 1-seeded New England and beat them in Gillette.
I remember that.
And
It
then
was
they lost by 5 to Pittsburgh. We almost
This
had
was-
2 6 seeds in the championship game.
this was the Sanchez. I remember it.
This was Mark Sanchez's
The
Mark
peak,
Chan-
the peak
yeah.
of the peak of the Sanchez.
That's crazy. That's insane. Why don't we wait, man? We need playoffs like this. Except not this year because the Eagles are winning. So, we're not a 6 seed. Thank you.
Yep. Who's winning this game though?
Steelers.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Niners, Jaguars.
I'm sorry, Niners,
In
bro. This
Jacksonville.
is tough to come off a bye and have to go to Jacksonville, man.
Yeah. Like, the Niners needed this bye, losing 3 in a row, and it sucks that they have to go play in Jacksonville, who also was just on a bye and also is on a hot streak.
Yeah, they're on fire, bro. They're on fire.
So, like, as good as the Niners should be, I gotta go with the Jaguars,
Same.
just based on trends.
I know the Niners are good, and I think they have the opportunity to win this game, but I think Jacksonville pulls it off.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jaguars.
Yep. Saints and Vikings is
Okay.
fun.
Saints, Vikings. This is a fun game. It's in Minnesota.
You know, the home of the crazy miracle that happened, right? Then they played the Saints when they
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that. The Minneapolis Miracle was in Minnesota against the Saints.
when the Saints lost on a last second touchdown and the Vikings went to Philly and lost 38-7. But who's counting?
Diggs, sideline, touchdown.
What a great call, by
Unbelievable.
the way. That was so fun. It was
Listen, Joe Buck takes a lot of L's in his lifetime. That was a huge W.
Dude,
from
you
Joe
know who's
Buck.
one of the best announcers though in his career? He's a college football announcer. What's his name? Cannot think of his name right now. Not Kirk Herbstreit. What the fuck is this guy's name?
I do like
Gus
Kirk Herbstreit,
Johnson.
though.
Is it Gus?
Oh my god, I love Gus Johnson
Gus
so
Johnson's
much.
the GOAT, bro.
I gotta send you this video. It's burned into my brain. This was week 1. Broncos were playing the Bengals. And this was, I think, Josh McDaniels' first year in Denver.
Gus Johnson was the guy that says, "Do you have barbecue back there and didn't invite me?" Yes. Love him.
I remember it because the Broncos, I remember they started 6-0 that year, hit their bye week, finished 2-8, went 8-8 that year and missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was Josh McDaniels' legacy.
Yep.
I remember their first loss coming off the bye week was at home against Baltimore on my birthday.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, they had a crazy win against the Bengals. It was like a tip pass that went to Brandon Stokely.
Oh, of course. Dude, you know what's crazy is I vividly remember that. Vividly.
Gus Johnson's
Stokely!
going batted down. Oh, Stokely! Oh my God.
You know what's crazy is in whatever Madden that was, they did Madden moments, and that was a Madden moment.
Of course it was.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite call Johnson's ever done was, do you remember 2017 when he called the Ohio State game and he was like, Denzel Ward, and it was like the hit, you got barbecue back there and didn't invite me? Hurt my feelings. And then he called another game, and it was someone else. It was another guy, another Ward. He said, "Oh, big hit by Ward. You know, that reminds me of a kid named Denzel Ward. You got barbecue back there and didn't invite me? Hurt my feelings." Number 2.
That's funny.
I was crying. Dude, he's so good. He's so good. He's the best announcer in football. I'm going to die on that hill, by the way.
I love Gus Johnson.
Goated.
Anyways, who wins Saints-Vikings?
I'm going to go Vikings. I think the Vikings, Josh Dobbs might cook, bro.
Gosh, it's so exciting. I'm going Vikes as well.
I have to. I'm riding it. Dude, could you imagine them being 6-3? Or 6-4? 6-4? 6-4? 6-3? 6-4?
That would be so sweet.
Are they 5-3, 5-4? What are they?
They're 5-4.
6-4. That'd be cool. I'd be on hype. That just proves
They have not had their bye yet. Yeah, because they're on bye again.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, that proves that Kirk Cousins should not be their quarterback.
Listen, I love Kirk. He's played his last snap in Minnesota. It's unfortunate. I love Kirk Cousins so much.
Yep.
I know you don't. I know you have your feelings on Kirk Cousins.
I give him his
Kirk
props
Cousins
this season. He's played really well this year.
Kirk Cousins is forever a legend in my book. You know, like there's a very short list of people who are memorable just because it's funny.
The only thing I remember,
Taylor Heineke,
wild.
Gardner Minshew. You know, like
Gardner Minshew's great. You know, you're naming quarterbacks I hate outside of Gardner Minshew though. You know why I hate Taylor
what's
Heineke?
wrong with? Oh,
he was a commander, bro.
hold on.
He was a commander, bro.
Are you saying you hate Taylor Heineke?
I did hate Taylor Heineke. Bro, he literally handed us our first loss last year on some bullshit because he
that's right.
That was some bullshit, bro.
This is the Eagles fan in you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. I have to have. The reason Kirk Cousins is because he talked shit after beating us that one season when we went like 4-11. Like we were trash. We like 4-11 and we had a tie. We're trash that year, right? Talk shit when they beat us by like a touchdown. And I was like,
38-7. By the way, they
you know
beat
what?
us
I
since-
never pieced it together. Why you didn't like Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
My
that's why I didn't
dumbass
like
forgot he was in Washington.
oh, you know what? I kind of didn't care about that. I only started hating him during his Minnesota days.
Really? That's weird.
Dude, yeah. Dude,
Yeah, I fucking forgot that Kirk Cousins
he was
was in
trash
Washington.
in Washington, though. Like, he wasn't that great. He wasn't good until he got to Minnesota.
He was fine in Washington.
He's aight. Washington was just terrible. Yeah, dude, that was rough. The reason, though, I would tell you, though, is because I remember him talking shit after we beat them. Like, the next season, we beat them again in the season opener, and then the next year, we were terrible, and they fucked us. And I was like, bro, you should stop talking shit. You haven't beaten us in years. Calm down. It was wild. But I think that was the Washington in him, so I understand. He had to fuck with us twice a year. I understood.
All right, Texans Bengals. This is a fun game.
Yeah. I think the Texans can't keep up with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's way too hot right now.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
Bengals.
I think the Bengals are just a better team. I think Jamar Chase needs to get involved this game, though, if he's okay.
Yep.
He was questionable earlier. Hopefully he's at practice and all that
Yep.
stuff.
Titans
and
Bucks.
This is weird.
In Tampa. This is an interesting matchup.
I think
for
Will
sure.
Levis can cook this game. I really think he can cook. I want to take Tampa, though. I think Baker Mayfield's going to cook a little bit more.
I think Titans are on the little bit of the long week because they played on Thursday. I really like Will Levis in his first game, and he didn't play too bad against the Steelers.
Not at all. He had a chance to win it.
With a little bit of extra prep time, I'm going to go with the Titans on
I
the
understand.
road.
I understand completely.
Bit of an upset, I think.
I don't think it's an upset. I think it's understandable. And this feels like a 50-50 game, low-key.
Yeah.
Lions at
Lions, Chargers. I mean, come on.
SoFi's hard to win in, bro. I'll tell you that. SoFi is a great stadium. It is hard to win in. It's a loud stadium. However, I think Detroit's a way better team right now. So I'm going to go Detroit.
Yeah, it's a hard stadium to win in when the Rams are in it.
You got me there. You got me there.
Yeah, give me Detroit coming off the bye.
You got me there.
Yeah, go. Yeah, give me the Lions.
Yep. Okay, Falcons at Cardinals.
Redbirds.
You can't. You have to break your rule again. You have to.
I do. I'm gonna.
The Cardinals are terrible, bro.
Listen, I've broken my rule a handful of times, so that means it's not a rule anymore.
You know, maybe we're past this. In season 4, maybe we're past Atlanta being the Falcons.
I'm picking the Falcons, which means the Cardinals will win.
I'm going to pick the Falcons because I think the Falcons are winning.
Cardinals are going to win.
So every time this season, though, you've picked the Falcons, they have lost.
It's true.
So we have to implement the rule again back in week 11.
Listen,
yeah, it's over.
If the Cardinals win, it's over. I'm never picking the
I said
Falcons
week 11.
again.
They're on their bye week 11. We're just picking them to lose against themselves. So
no. If the Cardinals win this week, I'm just gonna start dotting up the W's right now.
Yep, I understand completely. Yep.
Might as well.
Yep. Giants and Cowboys.
Cowboys. Come on.
I'm taking the Cowboys too. Obviously.
Cowboys are way better than the Giants, and the Giants don't have a quarterback.
Pretty much. Yeah. Easy peasy.
Yep.
Commies taking on Seattle in Seattle.
Seattle
as well. However, I think the Commanders can keep this one closer because the Commanders have shown that they can actually compete with good teams. Weirdly enough.
Yep. Sunday night.
What a stinker, bro.
Football in Vegas
What a
with
stinker,
Jets
bro.
Raiders. What a stinker, bro. Gosh, this is not a fun matchup.
Dude, I'm taking the Raiders, by the way.
I'm going with the Raiders as well.
I think they're hot.
I really liked what I saw last game out
New
of the
vibes
Raiders.
are vibes.
It's in Vegas. They're, again, not playing an ultra great team like with the Giants. Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders.
Back-to-back MetLife teams. Cook them.
Yep.
All right, your Broncos are taking on Buffalo this week in Buffalo.
Listen, Broncos are coming off the bye. They
After
do
winning
have
2
that
in a row,
going
right?
for them. I don't think the Bills are the world's greatest team.
No, I think if the Broncos go out and win this, we got to start having a conversation.
I think this is a very winnable game if it's in Denver. But it's in Buffalo.
True.
And that's honestly why I'm going Bills.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, though, if the Broncos come out and win this game.
If the Broncos come out and win this game, we need to talk about the Bills.
Yeah, but we also need to start talking about the Broncos. They'll be 4-5.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do this thing where you. We're not going to do this thing where you give me hope.
Dude, what do you mean give you hope?
It's not worth it.
They'd be on a 3-game win streak with 2 of those wins being Chiefs fucking Buffalo.
It's not worth it.
Anyway, yeah, I'm taking Buffalo.
I'm not allowed to start having hope until May.
Dude, listen, I'm gonna say this right now though. If you guys win this game, you guys play the Vikings next week, who they're a question mark sometimes. The Browns at home, which are big question marks. You guys get the Texans, the Chargers, who have been a big question mark. Who do you guys play after that? Who do you play after that? The Lions? Okay, well. The Patriots, that's winnable. It's so winnable. The Chargers again? Wait, you guys play the Chargers twice? They're in your division. Yeah, that makes sense. Winnable. And then the Raiders. Winnable. Hold on. I'm just saying, if they go out and win this game, bro, that is such an easy. That's such an easy schedule. They play the Chiefs again, don't they, though?
Nope, we played them twice already.
Oh my. It's time. This is the time. Who else is in your division? You played the Chargers twice and the Raiders once. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead and win, though.
Because we played the Raiders week 1.
Yeah, you got this. You guys lost that game, right? No, you won that game. No, you lost that game.
We lost the Raiders.
Yeah, barely. Just saying.
Don't do it, Davion. It's not worth it.
Dude,
We're not doing this thing.
I'm not going to give you hope, but I'm just saying, if you go out and beat Buffalo.
Listen, bro. The Broncos could be like the 6th seed, and I'm going to be like, no, the Broncos suck.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, though.
It's not worth it.
What would you guys be if you lose this game? 3-6?
3-6.
You guys go 10-7. Low-key. Your guys' schedule is not that hard after this week. You guys play exactly like the Lions. I think that's the only team that has a winning record left. The Vikings are next week, I guess. Maybe like 9-8. Maybe 9-8. Just saying. If you go out and win this game, though.
Listen, if the Broncos go 500, I'm more than elated.
Dude, if the Broncos go and beat Buffalo in Buffalo, first off, we got to talk about the Bills. For sure, got to talk about the Bills. But if they go out and beat Buffalo in Buffalo, I'm going to be so hyped, dude. I'm going to be so hype. All right, I'm taking the Bills, though.
Yeah, Bills.
So I think the only thing we had different was
Titans, Bucks.
that's it. Yeah.
Yep. Chiefs, Dolphins, Eagles, Rams are all on by this week.
Yep. Yep. The good teams are not playing football this week.
Yep.
So
And
I
the
got
Rams.
Bears, Colts, Ravens, Steelers, Jags, Vikings, Bengals, Bucks, Lions, Falcons, Cowboys, Seahawks, Raiders, Bills.
I got Bears, Colts, Ravens, Steelers, Jaguars, Vikings, Bengals, Titans, Lions, Falcons, Cowboys, Seahawks, Raiders, Bills.
I'll tell you right now, if one of us is gonna go perfect, I think there's a week we do it. I truly do. I think there's
Who knows?
some very easy matchup picks to me. I think a lot of these teams, the only one like the Niners, Jags can be questionable. I think Saints, Vikings can be questionable, but like,
I don't,
and then I think
You wanna
Titans,
why?
Bucks can be questionable. Why?
because I picked the Falcons.
Oh, true. That's valid.
So, and since you did too,
That's valid.
best case scenario we go
Dude,
13
13 and 1's great too.
That's not bad. I'm not gonna complain about that.
I'll tell you right now though, I've been so antsy because I've been forgetting to put in my bets for us by Thursday. I keep forgetting, and I've been so antsy because I'm like, I swear to God, if one of us goes 16-0 this week, I'm like pissed, and I'm gonna make sure to do it now. It's the same. It's exactly the same. You're just taking the Titans over the Bucks, easy peasy.
Yep.
You know what we should start doing? I'm gonna say this. We should really consider doing like who are the 3 stars of the week? Kind of like how hockey does 3 stars of the game. We should do 3 stars of the week.
Okay.
We're highlighted because I feel like Josh Dobbs. And
Josh Dobbs for sure. CJ Stroud.
yeah, that was the other one. Third one's kind of up in the air. Oh no, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore
Yeah.
probably wins it. I also like to reiterate that my Eagles outright bet Super Bowl champion is I put 10 in. My cash out right now is $12 because they're playing so well.
That's
that's
kind of
funny.
unfortunate, actually.
That's kind of fun.
That's a profit.
As a profit, I could cash out. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna hold it. It's only gonna win me $80 if they win, or $90 if they win, though. So, you know, that's not that deep. All right, I'm gonna place in our bets. We're gonna keep on keeping on. Is there anything else you got for me?
Dog, I got nothing.
Beautiful thing. We love to see it. With that, you guys, I think we're gonna head out of here. I'm gonna place the bets, and maybe we'll hit, maybe we won't. Who knows? It'd be crazy if we did, though. We're gonna get the rider. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate everything you guys do. Hopefully, I can have better intros like last week. But like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. We're gonna be out here. To all the fans behind the plays, I am Davion. That is Eric, and we are out. Peace.
See ya.